Tonight on IFAF.
Idaho Falls and fighting trout.
It was just a yam off.
It was. I basically had a little contest on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a yam flight.
They said, hey, can I try that Fireball flavored thing? And it was like, Linda, us non-alcoholics call that cinnamon.
How do you go about getting a social security number for a snowman made into a real man?
It tastes like Grandpa's breath smells, at Thanksgiving.
Right.
IFAF, Idaho Falls Local, Independent, Alternative, Media, with Mike Nelson and Karley Morgan.
It's episode 70 of IFAF. So turn up the volume if that is your pref. It's gonna be real for sure and most deaf. So come on and mix it up like a chef.
You're listening to Smooth Jazz 105.1. The nighttime is the right time for mixing it up with the one you love.
Did that take you back a little bit there, Mike?
I never worked smooth jazz.
Probably a good thing.
Probably. Good evening, ungovernables, outliers, independent thinkers, cool cats, sly dogs, jet setters, trendsetters, and kids with the Riz. I just keep adding to that, don't I?
Yeah. I wonder how long it's going to be by the end.
When the end will be.
Right.
Who knows? We're IFAF, and we're here to entertain you-ish.
We're going to do our best.
For the next hour or so on tonight's episode, more loud booms.
Yeah, it's just us beating that same drum.
That's what it is. That's the noise they're hearing in Rigby.
Yep.
We've solved it. A little excitement happening at the corner of Ammon and Lincoln. Mm-hmm. And is a fast food favorite back, maybe even a couple of them.
I hope it's the Shamrock Shake.
How was your Thanksgiving? We tried booze-flavored chocolates during treat time. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about the latest in Orca fashion.
Mm-hmm. It's in vogue and everything.
2 Christmas movies that we watched and we're not really happy about. I don't know. Did you?
They were fine.
We had to do it.
They were good for what they were.
Checking it twice, the Hallmark Channel Christmas movie from last year, and one that you're just not going to believe the premise of.
Mm-hmm. Hot, frosty.
People who abbreviate Christmas, not as Xmas, but as CMIS. What are you doing? Exactly who are you virtue signaling to? Have you seen it?
I mean, I guess I will say I have not seen it because I don't know why you would.
Right.
But realistically, I feel like it would make more sense to abbreviate it to lowercase t, miss.
Why? Oh, yeah, because the cross, the sign of the cross.
Yeah, because a little t looks like a cross.
And that's what I think these people don't know. The people that use CMIS, and I've encountered like 2, 3 of them in my entire life, and not before 2010.
Right.
So I think it's a relatively new thing.
I would say so.
But I don't think they know that. I think they think of Xmas as a really secular battle on Christmas, sort of way of spelling Christmas. But it's been that's been done since the time of the Greeks. X, the letter X in Greek, I think that's the first letter in the word Christ. Right. And so it has come to be interchangeable with the word Christ, not just for a few decades in this secular society of ours. Right. Where, Coca-Cola started the modern Santa. Yeah, right.
Yeah, the whole Santa thing, yeah.
But Xmas has been used, I think, since at least the 1700s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I just want, and like X, basically means Christ.
Right.
In Greek.
Well, okay, and also, if it's so important for you to keep the Christ in Christmas, don't abbreviate it.
You know what? I'm a huge fan of Xmas, and I spell Christmas out every time.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's not totally true. I'll write Xmas sometimes, just because it's easier and faster. But realistically, if you are so concerned about keeping Christ in Christmas that you're changing Xmas, which is widely known and widely accepted, to CMIS, which also sounds a little too close to semen, just saying. All right? But if you're going to do that, just write Christmas.
We should have a holiday for that.
Yeah, you know what? We should.
Right.
Like a big parade like they do in Japan for phalluses.
But like, you know how kids, right? Or I don't even think the kids do it, but you are instead of you're.
Right.
What are you doing with all that time that you saved?
Right.
At the end of the year, do you have a giant party?
God, if only.
All that time you've saved not typing in YO.
Yeah.
All right. Just one of the many things to talk about this holiday season. We're going to have 5 shows in December.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to have to plan so many outfits.
Scary how fast it's all happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Speaking of outfits, I think, can we just recognize?
I feel like we did especially good this time.
I do too.
Well, and I couldn't believe that you had a shirt that was exactly the same color as my cardigan and a jacket that was the exact same shade of green as my dress.
It's great.
It just worked out so well.
It really did.
This might, I'm kind of sad that we wasted this on our very first show of December because I have a feeling that this might be the best it gets.
All right.
Oh, well. It is what it is.
We'll have to extract a lot of clips from this episode.
Right, yeah.
And just milk this. This better be a great episode.
Yeah.
We have to milk it for the next 5 weeks.
Right. Really sprinkle those in all throughout Sea Miss.
All right. Yeah, it's the Thanksgiving fall-themed tree has now been changed and decorated. The elves, the IFAF elves, came in and decorated it all Christmassy.
Very nice of them.
And we even have lights on our mics.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you can tell, but these are Jack Skellington lights from Walmart.
Jack Skellington dressed as Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Sandy Claus.
Now, I will say, and this is a hot take, so be ready for this. I know that technically, according to Tim Burton, it is a Halloween movie, but I would argue that it's actually technically a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah. Who's arguing that?
Well, apparently Tim Burton.
Tim Burton can...
He's wrong.
He's so wrong.
I don't know what he was on when he said that. But
Sorry,
realistically, first off, it's the nightmare before Christmas.
Yeah.
The entire plot is centered around Christmas. Just because it has one song that says this is Halloween to set the time, by the way, it's just a plot device to give you an idea of the setting.
The movie ends on Halloween.
Right. Well, no.
I'm sorry. The movie starts with the ending of Halloween.
Right, exactly.
Is what I meant to say.
Yes, exactly. And so, yeah, the fact that people think that it's somehow about Halloween just because it has one song about Halloween is nuts to me. No.
Right. And I mean, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and what else? I guess I'd put Terrifier 3 in that category now.
I would say it is too, as a matter of fact. Yeah, absolutely.
Gremlins.
And Creepmas is a totally valid subsect of Christmas.
Is it? Would you abbreviate it CMUS?
I would actually. I think I think that's much creepier, if it's shortened to CMUS. So I would say that makes way more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that and talk how everybody talks, damn it. Don't make me go, CMAS, what the hell is that?
Right.
Oh, I see what they're doing. Why are they doing that? Okay.
Yeah. There are much more clever things to be doing.
Comments and follow-ups. By the way, a quick plug for our live Thanksgiving Day episode.
Yes, that we did not plug at all.
We didn't promote it. We both planned on it, but then we were kind of like, I'm not sure. Let's see how the day goes.
Right.
And it went well. And so we're like, right at noon, let's hop on for an hour.
Yeah, it was super fun. And spoiler, we haven't decided yet, so maybe I shouldn't put it in, but I'm going to put it in.
Okay.
We are thinking of doing a Christmas episode.
But our Thanksgiving Live episode was so much fun because we ended up... So I've been playing around with this AI song technology. You heard it debuted last episode. Our little... IFAF is so fine. It's episode 69.
Which, by the way, has been stuck in my head ever since I heard it.
I write the lyrics, by the way, in less than a minute.
Yeah.
If you're looking, it's just pop pablum. It's not Shakespearean sonnet.
Yeah. There's no true poetry going on here.
Yeah. Anyway, we ended up writing with the people that were there and involved in commenting. So Whitney, Lane, Jesse, Natalie.
Caitlin.
There was a Caitlin and Steve.
Yes. Oh, Steve. I forgot about Steve for a sec.
Yeah. Although he was late after we already wrote the song.
Yes.
But he was still there. Thanks, buddy. And we wrote and incorporated all the names into a song. And it was great. In fact, here, I'll play just a little bit of it. Here we go.
Do one.
Vince Guaraldi kind of feel.
Mike and Karley, Nick and Hay, with Whitney and Lane in the sway.
That's a stretch.
Chester's Joe running tall. Caitlin, Natalie, we've got it all.
Cute.
We're twerking on the turkey,
exactly
oh yeah, grooving with the gravy, jubilee in the air. Shimmy with the stuffing, celebrate it all. Twerking on the turkey in Idaho Falls. Table set with love and cheer.
It just blows me away.
They did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing what AI can do to the point where realistically it kind of terrifies me.
Yeah.
Like as a poet, as an artist, as someone who cares about the arts, I'm kind of bummed to think that there could, like, it feels like the soul of art is being stolen from us, like our humanity is being ripped away.
Well, and what's crazy is these AI voices that they use, they'll do things like take a breath.
Right.
And they'll pop a pee on the mic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they know.
Well, I mean, it is an amalgamation of all of the voices that it can,
Right, but
can
it's no
track.
longer those 8-bit Donkey Kong
Right.
characters talking.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just so wild. So, if you missed our live episode, I'll play you a little bit of. So I think the lyrics are IFAF Christmas time, Target, Walmart, Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Waiting for Santa to arrive. Hit road is a hell of a drive.
Yes.
And then the second verse is Mike and Karley, and then I just sort of blanked. But again, I had a time limit. I'm like, I'm not spending any time writing this.
Right, which is smart.
So I'm like, Mike and Karley, where are Mike and Karley? Oh, they're on the TV. No, they're on your phone.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Which is what most people watch. I actually made a joke about that with someone the other day because we were talking about how Black Friday is kind of not worth it, unless you're going to go out and buy something really, really big. And even then, realistic, like TVs, for example, you can go out and buy it just in the middle of summer, buy a massive flat screen for like $300,
Black Friday has lost all of its meaning.
Right. But one of the people I was talking to, he said something like, well, and realistically, like, I've got all these flat screens in my house that I don't use anyway. Like, A, who has time? And B, I'm always on my phone.
Right.
Yeah.
We all do what's most convenient. Mm-hmm. So Mike and Karley on your phone, what rhymes with phone, rhymingdictionary.com or whatever.
Thesaurus.com?
Oh, throne.
Oh, wait, not Thesaurus.
Okay, so Mike and Karley on your, and we've talked about how I'm not a big fan of potty humor.
Right.
But I wrote myself into a corner. Mike and Karley on your phone, there's not a lot of rhymes with own. There just aren't. One of them is throne, so I'm like, while you're sitting on the throne, that's easy.
Right.
Okay. And then the next word I thought of that I wanted to rhyme with was Grinch.
Yeah.
So what rhymes with Grinch? Come to find out, not a lot of things. And then potty humor ensued. Let's listen.
IFAF Christmas time. Walmart, Target, Amazon Prime. Wait for Santa to arrive. Hit road is a hell of a drive. Mike and Karley on your phone while you're sitting on the throne. Tighten up and give it a pinch. Lighten up, don't be a Grinch.
So
I will say,
it ended up being instructions on how to poop. And I don't like that at all.
I did like the internal rhyme, though, within the verse, the tighten and lighten.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the descriptor was like, I don't know, Motown Christmas.
Right.
And then I was like, hyper upbeat. Do you want to hear a hyper upbeat version? Because it does two versions. Here we go.
IFAF Christmas time. Walmart, Target, Amazon Prime. Wait for Santa to arrive. Hit road is a hell of a drive. Mike and Karley on your phone. Snow outside is getting blown. All the treats are piling up. Open the wine and fill your cup. IFAF Christmas.
Okay, so obviously I changed the jingles on that one.
Right.
I'm a fast guy, but that was way too fast for me.
It doesn't sound very good that
It
fast,
almost stresses me out.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
But if you're ever wondering why that sound is so popular, we know it's Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. But where did that sound come from? Mm-hmm. Go check out an album from the 60s, producer Phil Spector, who later, got charged with murder and didn't he die in jail or something?
Whoa, I had no idea. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, Phil Spector, famous producer in the 60s, even did some Beatles stuff, but he was known for his wall of sound production, and he came out with an album called A Christmas Gift to You from Phil Spector.
Oh.
And it's got all the classic Motown Christmas music from the Ronettes and, I don't know, the Crystals and a few others. That's the sound that Mariah Carey was, I don't know, mimicking,
Emulating.
paying homage to.
Right.
In All I Want for Christmas Is You. And then another 20 years after that, Kelly Clarkson did, what's hers? Oh, it's from her Wrapped in Red album, Underneath the Tree.
Oh,
Ding, ding, ding.
Underneath the Tree.
Yeah.
Wow, my voice cracked there. That was really good.
Nice.
I guess I'm going through another puberty.
I guess you are.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if that means I get a gift from Santa this year since I'm apparently a child.
maybe.
You know what? I think
If you're a
that'd be
good girl. But okay, let's go back to episode 69. I was just gutted, I say, to find 3 more things that would have been perfect in that episode
Right.
after the fact.
Oh, I remember you coming to me and showing me and saying how upset you were.
Now I understand why Lucas says that the original Star Wars trilogy will never be finished. It's like, oh, but I can think of one more thing to add.
Right, right.
All right, here's the first one. This sexy turkey video. Look at that.
Now, I will say, I can think of a very appropriate time to break this turkey out.
Oh, and they slapped that ass, too.
Right?
What?
Now, if you have a Friendsgiving and you're a single person and one of your friends happens to be someone that you're into, this could be a nice way to sort of send a signal, you know? Set it right in front of them on the table.
Yeah, with a little note saying, baste me like one of your French girls.
There we go. I like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, baste me like one of your French hens.
I heard you were a master baster.
That's funny.
No. All right, so that would have been great. That
would've been
sexy
funny.
turkey would have been great for episode 69. Also, there's a Route 69 in Kuna, Idaho.
Oh,
Looks like Kuna, pronounced Kuna.
Cuna.
It's a car wash.
Oh,
And-
that's funny.
Right?
That's hilarious.
Could have
Is
used
it
that.
newer?
I don't know. I think it's been around forever.
They must know the 69 jokes if they chose that.
Sure, right?
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially because the famous route is Route 66.
Yeah.
So, like,
That's where you get your kicks.
yeah. So, obviously, they went with 69 just to be a little shit, which I love.
Probably 2 dudes. I mean, who starts a car wash?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
And then
A
there,
money launderer.
what we wanted to end the episode on last week, but I forgot. So this one's on me. I don't know what you call this, but just watch it for a second. And you'll see what looks like a choir, only they're not singing. They're being conducted, and the words on the screen appear, wait, I just want to say thank you.
That's nice.
Right, but what do you call that? I guess I would call it a hand choir.
I think that's a better way of doing it. I was going to do like synchronized handwriting
Okay.
or like a synchronized
Synchronized handing.
body. Yeah, synchronized. Yeah, that's also a good one. But yeah.
Huh. I've never seen that before. And again, if you're listening, sorry about the visual only thing, but it's interesting. Never seen that before.
Kind of fun. It reminds me a little bit of the Hands Club in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's this guy on TikTok, Aaron Belk of Rigby. He's gonna just a quick video. This is a follow up on Loud Booms,
Okay, cool.
and we're gonna listen to him for a minute. He'll talk about the Watermaster. Now, being real estate agents, we know what that is. That's the guy that he monitors water usage
Okay, yeah.
and detects, unauthorized diversions and things like that.
Oh.
Dude who's usually been around for a while. So here's Aaron Belk on Loud Booms and the Watermaster.
Watermaster
Who he talks about
doesn't
often.
even know what the booms are.
The Watermaster's a pretty smart guy. He usually knows about everything that's going on around here, and he doesn't even know what's going on. But we've been hearing loud booms, like explosions, specifically at night, over the past 2 months. The local news ran a story, and they said it was skyquakes. I've never heard of skyquakes before, but it has been happening in several small towns all through eastern Idaho. Now, they outlawed sonic booms like 40 years ago. So it might be sonic booms, supersonic aircraft, military testing or something, but it's been happening a lot and a lot more frequent. We don't know what it is, but the news won't talk about it. but there's lots of Facebook groups trying to figure out what it is, and it's happening.
I did think it was kind of funny that he's like, oh, the local news ran a story on it, and then like 2 sentences later, he's like, the news isn't talking about it.
Right. I just wanted you to hear that from the mouth of somebody other than us, because, and the Rigby group is really trying to figure it out.
Right. Well, I would think so, especially because that doesn't seem very fun or pleasant to deal with.
Yeah. Somebody said acetylene bombs, but there's no flash. They think it's kids.
Lighting stuff up.
Blowing shit up out in the desert. Yeah. Now, I know the military has a procedure of lighting shit up out in the desert.
That's true.
We've talked about these booms happening in St. George, Salt Lake. That's where I still have friends. And so it's still a mystery. We're doing exactly what Aaron did in Rigby, which is talk about it without reaching a conclusion. Brenda mentions, I've been saying this from the day they started, sort of backs up my theory, which I'll repeat in case you've forgotten for the third time. It's most likely military doing maneuvers at night, breaking the sound barrier. I grew up close to an Air Force base. Okay. And when they were practicing with the SR-71, this is exactly what it sounded and felt like.
Okay, which would make sense.
You've been around a sonic boom, right? And the windows rattle and everything?
I actually don't think I ever have.
Okay. And we've talked about doors, closing or opening because of the sonic booms.
Right, yeah.
So Aaron mentioned that, they outlawed sonic booms. Remember what I said a few episodes back, that planes can go over the sound barrier over a populated area in 2 circumstances: an emergency situation or when in hot pursuit.
Right.
Okay, back to iOS 18.1.1.
Yes, I thought this was so neat.
I know you're an Android user.
I am.
As we, so first, if you are waiting for whatever reason, I think was it Thanksgiving Day that I did it?
I think so, yeah.
Anyway, hit update on my iPad on my iPhone. And suddenly, if you're a dark mode fan, all of the icons are nice and dark now. There's like this new cohesive look to it.
Oh, that is nice.
And I mentioned that to our buddy Kevin, who I sent a news article that we're going to talk about later in the show. And he said, hey, speaking of 18.1.1, did you know it's got a hide distracting features feature?
That's pretty cool.
While we're talking about the new update, watch this video playing in the middle, in between Karley and I. You can, I guess, and is this Safari, Kevin? It looks so. I use Chrome as my default browser on the iPhone, even though that might seem counterintuitive. But I think this is maybe a Safari feature, but boom, it just blows the ads away.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And here's the thing. I can't decide if I like or dislike the little burst effect
animation, right? Just hide it from the start. Don't show me what you're hiding.
Right, because it's like, hey,
don't distract me from the start. It's almost
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You're saying specifically, I don't want to be distracted, and here it is distracting you.
Right, by getting rid of the distractions. It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Still a really cool feature.
Yeah. I am kind of curious how long that'll take for Samsung to get.
Okay.
I'm a little surprised that they don't have it already, since I feel like it usually goes in reverse, just saying.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I've been using an iPhone since 2008. And I've heard lots of Samsung people saying we had it first, whatever the new feature was.
Yeah.
Okay, small town, small news. We have, but it's exciting to us. I just think our expats, we now have expats that listen to the show religiously. What's up, Dennis de Bois Blanc? And he's in LA, Kevin's in Manhattan. So you're going to laugh at this news, but we just got a new McDonald's.
Yes, we did.
In Hammond.
Yeah. Also, it has been slammed since it opened.
It was last Tuesday. I thought, I'm going to go and get some fresh fries from a brand new virgin fryer.
Right. Which I feel probably wouldn't taste as good as
as a seasoned fryer with seasoned oil.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. But then you go, there's a popular burger place here in town that seems to never clean their fryer. And But I went, and not only was the parking lot full, the drive-in was packed, both lanes.
Right.
And so I had to park on kind of a side street. Not that there is one, because that's all a field that's being developed. Mm-hmm. And we still don't know what the building next to it's going to be. I don't think yet. There's some rumors. But anyway, here's some video. It was a madhouse. It was packed. And what the cool news is that everybody can enjoy, the McRib is back.
I know. I'm actually really excited for that.
Yeah. I'm going to get a nasty one.
There we go.
I'm going to get like a double McRib with extra sauce.
Yeah, and extra onions.
Extra pickle, extra stank.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And just sit there and eat it all. Like
smash it into your gob.
Yeah, you can't put it down because, like
your hands are going to be dirty. As soon as you pick it up, your hands are saucy.
Yeah. I'm going to have a snacksident
in
my car. It's going to be great. Oh, and I guess Taco Bell nacho fries are back. Is that right?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, always fun.
Okay.
Well, and on the subject of new chains popping up everywhere, since, we got the new McDonald's, we're actually going to be getting a new Starbucks, too. I got a little inside info from someone who he didn't want to be named as a source, so I won't name him. But anyway, there's going to be a new Starbucks popping up across from the Burger King over on the Northgate Mile.
Okay, right there where Lincoln meets Northgate Mile. Lincoln then becomes Anderson for a minute. No?
Something
okay,
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, super fun and exciting, and it'll be nice to have a Starbucks on that side of town. I guess there is the one at Fred Meyer, so it's not too bad, but then you have to get out of your car and go into that one,
no,
which I don't
screw
like
that.
doing.
You get out of your car.
Yeah, right?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, is that going to, I think that makes 6. Does that make 6
sounds about right.
Starbucks counting the Barnes & Noble one? Wow.
Yes, that would be 6.
Okay.
Man, you're good. I'm impressed.
We have a lot of fun here on IFAF. Believe it or not, we can be serious too, especially when it comes to helping Idaho buy and sell homes. When it's time to make your move, we can help you too.
We know Idaho Falls, and we know the current real estate market. We'll guide you through the biggest financial transaction of your life with ease and confidence. And we're backed and brokered by Keller Williams Realty East Idaho.
Dead serious realtors by day, alive silly podcasters by night. Make your move with Mike Helps Idaho. Link in post.
Ladies, go thrifting for the holidays at Elsie's Closet. Upscale resale women's fashion.
Right now, save on sweaters, boots, and jackets, festive socks, jewelry, pins, and bags. Now carrying Bumble and Bleach soapery and gift cards for holiday gift giving.
Look for the pink sign downtown on A Street. New customers use promo code IFAF to save 15% on your first purchase. Elsie's Closet. It's not just a stop at the thrift, it's a whole vibe.
You know who deserves a treat for the holidays? That's right, you do. You deserve Thor's chocolate.
The best artisan chocolate in East Idaho, beyond anything you've tasted before, with bold, smooth, delicious flavors, dark milk, and white chocolates, with a few keto-friendly options as well.
Made from bean to the bar right here in Idaho Falls, thorschocolate.com. New customers use promo code IFAF to save 25% on your first purchase. Thor's Chocolate. Fit for the gods.
Do you want locally raised beef for the holidays or to feed your family through the winter? Right now, Virgin River Land and Cattle Company is offering 25-pound butcher boxes with steaks, roasts, and ground beef.
You can have your very own farm-to-table experience. Find Virgin River Land and Cattle Company on Facebook. New customers use promo code IFAF to save 15% on your first purchase. Proud to donate $500 to the Snake River Animal Shelter for every Spud King's hat trick.
Who would you rather rely on for your Idaho Falls fiber internet service? An out-of-state company or the one local choice, QuickNet?
Right now, get QuickNet's crazy fast 250 service for $37 a month or their crazy fast gig service for $49 a month.
Unlimited data, no setup fee, no term contract, net neutrality, and hometown-friendly support. For Idaho Falls fiber, choose QuickNet. New customers use code IFAF to save 15% on your first 3 months.
Get a jump on holiday shopping for your out-of-town family or friends. Here's a gift-giving idea. Send them a unique, homegrown hometown tee from Teton T-shirts.
Including these cool vintage versions of the Civic Auditorium, the West Bank, and the Water Tower, plus our famous potato sack design and the classic I Heart IFT. Check out Teton T-shirts. These exclusive designs are not available in gift shops.
TetonT-shirts.com. Link in post. We're a real piece of Idaho Falls.
IFAF, Idaho Falls. The talk show with the happy difference.
Wait, I got it. Mike and Karley on your phone while you're playing with your drone.
Oh, that's much better than sitting on the throne. I like that.
Mike and Karley deck the halls while you're playing with...
La 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 la. The talk show that's all heart.
The talk show with the happy difference. IFAF, Idaho Falls.
Jazz hands. That's my fave.
I like that one a lot. It feels so springy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just imagine like cartoon flowers blooming, little bluebirds flying, some bunnies hopping in a meadow. It's very cute.
And it's just so ironic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of spring, we're going to have spring-like temperatures all week long.
That's kind of crazy to think
Highs
of.
near 40 all week?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We could practically go swimming.
Either close to it or over it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Wild to think of, huh?
Let's go swimming. I don't know about that.
I mean, we could go hot tubbing.
Mm-hmm.
I do love hot tubbing in the middle of winter. It's so nice. Oh, that also reminds me that while I was at a Starbucks the other day, I actually got recognized again.
Oh?
Which was a little weird. This time it was by our buddy Russ, who actually went to high school with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Russ.
Yeah, super funny, huh?
Yeah, now I'm going through the list of last names. Was he just in town for the holidays?
No, he's a local.
Or does he live here? Okay.
Yeah, he's a local.
That narrows it down a little bit. Right.
Were there a couple of Russes in high school?
It'll hit me at like 2 a.m., buddy. Don't
course.
you worry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that Starbucks that you were talking about by the Northgate Mile, by Burger King, that doesn't open till April, were you saying?
Yeah,
during
that's
the break?
correct.
Okay. So we won't get our hopes up.
Yeah.
All right. But I am going to get a McRib like yesterday.
Yeah, smart.
Thanksgiving sure was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, I think so.
It was a really good one
liked
this year.
it. Yeah.
But you had, okay, so we went live, and then you had two family Thanksgivings.
I did. It's because I have two sides to my family.
Right. Rip your paternal grandmother.
Yeah, this
your
was
dad's
the first
mom.
Thanksgiving without her, which was really tough.
It's sad.
One kind of funny thing that came out of it, which it's weird to say funny thing, but so she was always the one who made the yams for Thanksgiving.
She was the yam queen.
And this year there were like 5 different sets of yams to choose from.
Who was the winner? Us.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my God. Yams, I could take them or leave them.
I love yams.
Every single one of, well, there were 2 clear winners in my mind.
I think so, yeah.
But they were both good for different reasons.
Yes, yeah. I will say there was one in particular that I really liked, but they did candied walnuts on it instead of marshmallows. I wish they would have done both.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that would have been extra delicious.
It was just a yam off.
It was. I basically had a little contest on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a yam flight.
It was great. Right, yes. You did have them arranged. I don't know how you did it, but from mild to
I
best,
was just guessing. Honestly, it was kind of funny.
Wow. But yeah, we talked about on the Thanksgiving Live episode about how restaurants don't care about your health.
No.
And when you're cooking and want to impress, you always use more butter and more salt than you think you should.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Like for my honey baked ham and split pea soup, I put in plenty of better than bouillon chicken broth, concentrated chicken broth.
Right.
And some Lowry's seasoned salt. That's Mikey's trick to finish off a soup. Mm-hmm. Trust me on that one. Source, bro, trust me. It really is great.
And true.
Yeah. So we did your dad's mom's Thanksgiving. And then we went to your mom's Thanksgiving.
Correctamundo.
It was great.
Yeah, it was really nice. We had a good time there. I actually had lots of out-of-town family come for that one, which was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, always good to see.
I thought I had met all your family, but nope.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Yeah. So I come from 2 really big families. So my dad is one of 9 siblings and my mom is one of 7. So there are lots and lots of folks on both sides of the family. A lot fewer grandkids on my mom's side than my dad's side.
Okay.
But still, just a ton of people.
Mm-hmm. Not uncommon in East Idaho.
No, not uncommon at all.
An unexpected treat were cooking with Kent's apple cinnamon macarons.
Those were really good.
Way to nail it once again, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what a great flavor for the season.
And it's been a while since we've talked about cooking with Kent. So what we want to do is encourage you to follow him on Facebook.
Yes.
Because they don't give a lot of warning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the deadline for the Thanksgiving macarons was the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And they just mentioned that like a couple days before that. So,
right.
So rather than fail every time we want to promote him in advance so you can actually take advantage of what he's offering, we're just going to do a blanket offer right now, link in post, for Cooking with Kent. He's a kid we met. One of the first things we went to together.
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
3 summers ago.
Yeah.
Now, at the Acton Children's Business Fair.
Yes,
Did I have that
correct.
right? Yeah, he was there, and yeah, just amazing stuff, Kent.
Well, yeah, he was there and I saw macarons and I was like, you. Yeah.
Want.
Yeah, I love macarons. They might be my favorite dessert.
Here we are nearly a month later, and I'm seeing a lot more about the November 3rd arrest of Jericho Graham in Idaho Falls. And I think the reason we're seeing this now, it's become a national news story if you consider YouTube news.
Right.
There is a civil rights lawyer in West Virginia, and he has made either maybe Jericho or is it Kyle? Shoot, I don't remember the other guy's name. We'll tell you the whole story so you see it. But somebody went to somebody, and now this civil rights lawyer / YouTuber is talking about it, and how did the IFPD make a huge error in arresting this guy, Jericho Graham, on November 3rd. Here's the story. The guy had a felony warrant out for his arrest. The cops, I think, got a tip that he was staying at this house because he was related to the primary resident's girlfriend who was also living there.
Okay.
I think I have that right. And let's call the primary resident Kyle. Is that okay? Well, all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, they went to the door, knocked on the door, and the people inside who were renting opened the door. And the cop said, "Hey, we're looking for this guy." And the girlfriend, I think, talked to them for a couple of minutes. And during that time, they got visual confirmation that the man they were trying to arrest on a felony warrant was inside the home.
Oh, well, I mean.
So guess what they did? They went inside the home.
Right, because they had probable cause at that point.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
I would think that's now. I'm first of all, I back the blue. I think the IFPD does a great job, and I'm also a huge advocate of civil rights, like I think we all are.
Right.
So I would say, how about don't be a felon and don't harbor a known violent fugitive.
Wait, was he violent?
That's according to the IFPD, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, then that's kind of different too.
So the guy whose place it was, the primary resident, don't know if his name's Kyle. I hate to get hung up on that one detail. Anyway, if you Google Jericho Graham, you'll get the whole story. But I think I don't know if he put up a fight, but he certainly said something like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing busting into my home?"
Right.
And then I think the cops said something like, "Yeah, we have the right to do this. That's a felon and we need to take him." So I think I don't know if they arrested the primary resident, but I know that they arrested Jericho Graham that day.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, we need to be so careful about our civil rights because the second we allow them to be trampled even a little bit, that's when things can get really dicey.
Yeah, right.
In a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And realistically, if they did have a visual confirmation that he was in there, I would assume, as someone who's not a lawyer, that counts as probable cause and they should be allowed to go in and arrest him. Also, kids, if at any point you have police at your door, you don't technically have to answer unless they've got a warrant.
Yeah, that's true. There's a video of a guy talking to the cops through his door, and they're asking him to open the door, and he says something like, "Why do you want me to open the door? We just want to talk to you. How many of there are you out there? 2 of us. Talk to each other."
Right.
Right?
Yeah, honestly. But yeah, realistically, like, if there's no actual warrant and they're not telling you that you have to open the door, you don't have to. They're welcome to come up to your door and knock and talk. That's totally fine and allowed. But realistically, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Kind of like missionaries.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Anyway, the only reason we're mentioning this now is, sometimes when we're talking about doing this show, obviously the content that you end up hearing and seeing has to pass through a filter.
Yeah.
And the filter typically is have you heard about this? Is this a thing? Are people talking about it? And it's just now, I think, starting to gain some traction. Local News 8, and that's why you saw the video we showed you earlier of Kevin blowing up the distractions in a distracting manner. Local News 8, I thought, did a great story on it, and there's some pretty good comments, too.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
In the comment section from a guy who seems to know his shit.
Okay.
A little
Fair
bit.
enough.
And I do wonder, with all due respect to the West Virginia civil rights lawyer / YouTuber, if he's just doing this for some YouTube content.
He probably is. And that's his
Or
right.
if he really is standing on principle and believes in the fact that this was not the way it should have been done.
Well, and it can be both, too.
Yeah. Why not both?
And realistically, the law is different state to state to state. So is he the most qualified person to be talking about it? I would really love to hear from a local lawyer what they think.
We encounter that a lot. I'm a member of a few, and so are you, of real estate mastermind groups.
Right.
And there are some people that are in like Delaware spouting things as if they're fact when I know for a fact that they're not that way in Idaho.
Exactly.
A little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, you may know that music. We sure do. Say, kids, what time is it?
It's treat time, such a neat time. Better than smelling feet time.
Today, kids, we have Turin's non-alcoholic liquor-flavored chocolates.
Those look pretty good.
It's treat time.
I feel like it needs a
Yeah, right? It kind of
there.
does.
So you said these are, okay, they are, if you're only listening and not watching, we have Bailey's chocolates and Fireball flavored chocolates, but they're non-alcoholic.
They are, yeah.
Okay.
So they're not going to get you boozy or anything like that.
Even though I think you can pick them up from the liquor store. And were the liquor stores open on Thanksgiving? You are the true heroes.
Yeah, right? Considering all the folks who need a drink after dealing with their family all day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, so Turin chocolates, I looked into them a little bit because, this is right. Right, isn't novelty candy like this how candy or chocolate companies get on your radar?
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
You ever heard of Turin chocolates?
Nope.
Nope. And even though they're named after a city in Italy that a certain shroud is also named after,
Oh, yeah.
they're a Mexican chocolatier, and they've been purchased by Mars,
Okay.
I want to say, in the last 10 years.
That's cool.
All right, so we're trying Bailey's first, huh?
Yeah, I figured that'd be better because it wouldn't need as much of a palate cleanser.
Oh, yeah.
Also, when you open this, it smells like liquor. Like a lot. Kind of smells like tequila, weirdly enough.
Okay. It's interesting you said that because they also do a Cuervo 1800 flavored chocolate too. Even though the bottle clearly says, or what is this? The container, the tube, says non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Fun.
They've got that same, you know what? Remember we talked about my aunt's rum balls
Yeah,
she would send at Christmas? They've got that same sort of, not burn, but, when someone's been drinking and they come up to you and they say, hi.
Right.
There's that certain...
That little alcoholic note on their breath.
I love it. And now we've both had Bailey's, we've both had Fireball before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody was asking to try a cinnamon and they said, hey, can I try that Fireball flavored thing? And it was like, Linda, us non-alcoholics call that cinnamon.
Hilarious.
But that definitely tastes like Bailey's.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Realistically, a lot of alcohol doesn't taste good. Like vodka doesn't taste good. No one's drinking it for the flavor.
But it gets it done.
Right, exactly. So, I think it's kind of funny that they've gone out of their way to, make these liquor flavored chocolates.
Right. Because they could have just made Irish cream flavored chocolates.
Right. But they
and
specifically
cinnamon flavored chocolates.
Exactly. Well, and also the tequila flavored one, which is sort of a funny flavor to think of because they're like, I feel like tequila is kind of, again, like vodka, where it's not very good tasting. But when it's made into non-alcoholic stuff, it's so good tasting.
Right. I don't know if you can tell what happened, but the Bailey's ones, it was just sort of a nice cream in the middle. Like, a raspberry cream. So it was a little too much for me, and I wanted to eat the Fireball one in 2 bites. Only that's runny.
Yeah, sort of like those cherry cordials.
Yes, it's the consistency of a cherry cordial inside.
That's not bad. I mean, yeah.
I love them both.
They could have just said that was cinnamon flavored. But
Right, but
yeah.
branding is everything.
Branding is everything.
And you guys nailed it. Yum.
Okay, though. Speaking of non-alcoholic treats that are flavored like alcohol, if you've ever had the tequila ice cream from La Michoacana, you know how good that is.
Okay.
It's so good.
Let's go get some.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm sold. I remember being a kid at Baskin Robbins, and they had in the sorbet section, they had a daiquiri ice.
Oh, I love daiquiri ice.
And I was like, I was amazed by the spelling of the word daiquiri and the color of it all. I was like, what the hell's this?
Right.
I was probably less than 10. And so I asked for a spoon of it like they do, a little pink Baskin Robbins spoon. And I tasted it. And I think my dad looked down at me and, how does it taste? I said, it tastes just like a daiquiri. And he was mortified. And I don't know why I said that, but he explained to me in advance, a daiquiri is an alcoholic beverage that sometimes adults enjoy, but I'm sure this ice cream here is non-alcoholic and you can have it. And so what I meant to say was, it tastes like Grandpa's breath smells, at Thanksgiving.
Right. That's funny.
Just that alcoholic undertone. Yeah.
Which really,
Whoops.
that sounds disgusting.
But I get what you mean. And as a kid, I loved daiquiri ice. I used to get that one all the time. So good. Your parents were cool.
My parents were cool.
My parents never let me go near that stuff again.
Hilarious. Can't say I blame them.
All right, so your verdict is, in terms of chocolate, I'm not sure the chocolate's even quality. It's better than Russell Stover.
Yeah.
Anything is better than Russell Stover.
Funny. Yeah,
But-
overall I thought they were good. I definitely like the Bailey's one better,
Okay.
but I'm also not a big cinnamon fan. If you like cinnamon bears, especially the chocolate flavored ones, this is your guy. If you like caramel and other sweet but kind of savory, creamy flavors, Bailey's is where it's at.
Okay. And maybe we'll have the 1800 ones on here at some point if I can find them.
That'd be great.
I think they were like, I don't know, $8 a tube.
Oh yeah, that's kind of spendy
Is
for
that
some
about
chocolate.
It seems a little spendy.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, that's sort of like in Lindt territory, know?
Right.
Yeah.
Are these better or worse than Lindt? That's a good metric. Let's compare.
I personally love the Lindt white chocolate truffles.
Oh yeah.
Myself. And
what
I
about
think
those
are
limited
amazing.
edition pink ones?
I know those
When
strawberry
did those
ones.
go? They came out Valentine's Day.
And I'm really hoping they do it again because those were just incredible.
They were the surprise hit of the summer for me.
They were so good. So good. Man, we just savored every single last one of those, didn't we?
We did.
God, those were good. If you see those again, we better pick some up.
We've talked before about how we have basically a 25-year fashion and music cycle, it seems.
Right. I think that's pretty well established.
So right now, the early 2000s are coming back. I guess Orcas have a 37-year fashion cycle.
Oh, really?
They have started wearing dead salmon hats again.
Oh, I heard about that.
After ditching the trends for 37 years. This is off the coast of, Orca's off the coast of Washington State. I mean, we're barely in the Pacific Northwest.
Barely.
I'm sure most of the Pacific Northwest would not consider us as part of it.
Yeah.
Because we're on the wrong side of the Rockies, right? Or are we on? Anyway.
Yeah.
We're barely in there, but we like to talk about stuff like this, especially when it comes to Orca fashion.
Yeah. I mean, I love fashion. I think it's this one's a little odd, but to be fair, I mean, anyone who's worn fur or leather, we're wearing dead critters too, so...
Now, yeah, that's true.
Are we so different from the whales?
How different is this than a coonskin cap?
Yeah.
So, you've seen orcas, they're just terrible. They're badass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've seen them follow a mother humpback whale with her baby and
Oh, they're messed up, dude.
separate the two. I've seen them do the dive under the ice chunk that the seal's on, and they do it in tandem with each other to make a giant wave that tips the ice So this seal falls down and they get the snack.
Ooh, it's so messed up.
They're just brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them kick a seal up in the air and just like play with their food.
Uh-huh. Like a cat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Knock it unconscious first and then tear it apart. Anyway, so these orcas used to do this in the 80s, and researchers still aren't sure why they did it or why it went away for 37 years. And why they're doing it again now.
Interesting. Well, and also, like, is it an abundance of food? Because I have to assume that, like, they have enough to eat if they're willing to wear their food instead.
That's a good point.
You know?
Well, and I hear we've been undamming a lot of rivers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
To allow the salmon to migrate like
Right.
they used to before we came along and screwed it all up.
Right. Yeah, so maybe they're just more salmon than they're used to the point where they're like, oh, we got plenty. We can wear these around. That's fun.
What children's book was it? I want to say Judy Blume, where the expression was eat it or wear it.
Oh, that's funny.
Super Fudge?
Oh, okay, wait. I think I do remember hearing that. Gosh, I don't remember. Yeah, but anyway.
But that was the
kind
option.
Kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, maybe it's eat it and wear it. Maybe you wear it first for a little bit and then you eat it later. It's sort of like a to-go lunch.
Maybe it's to show off how good of a hunter you are.
Maybe. I could see that.
Yeah.
You know, especially if it's mating season, which I don't know when that is for orcas.
Yeah.
Maybe it's all year round.
Hey, baby. Check this out.
Oh, what if their cuffing this season is the same time as our cuffing season?
Look what I can do.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And finally, tonight, watching the ridiculous Christmas movies. If you've been even curious about them, maybe we'll either satiate your curiosity or make you more curious, so you go and rent them.
Right. Well, thankfully, if you've got Netflix, you don't need to rent one of them.
Okay.
That comes with it. The other one I did pay $4 whole for, and it felt like too much.
So, of course, we're talking about Checking It Twice, the Hallmark Channel Christmas movie that came out last year, takes place in Idaho Falls.
Yep.
And really, it's a bitch of a time if you don't have the Hallmark Channel,
Yeah.
finding out how to watch this thing.
Yeah. Well, and the crazy thing is there are lots of Hallmark movies available on other platforms like Disney Plus and Netflix and stuff like that. But for some reason, like some of the deep cuts, I guess, you can only
They
get
keep
on the
them locked
Hallmark
down
channel.
tight. Yeah.
Which, like, when your brand is known for cheesy movies, I don't know how
B
you would-
movies, maybe
Right.
even C or D.
Right. I don't know how you expect people to pay extra for it. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just me.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do know that there are some people, that's their comfort food. We've talked about
Sure.
comfort food does not have to be justified.
Right. And it doesn't have to be good either.
In fact, I would say that comfort food is the new guilty pleasure.
Right. Yeah.
10 years, 15 years ago, we called them guilty pleasures. Now it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to feel guilty about this.
No.
This is my jam, whether it's Real Housewives or Secret Lives of Mormon Wives or
Right.
Hallmark
Or Hallmark Christmas movies.
So just the thing we found hilarious about Checking It Twice is its depiction of Idaho Falls.
Right. Like whoever decided to put it here has clearly never been here. You know, I don't know. The thing is, I don't understand why they chose Idaho Falls in particular for this.
Yeah, they certainly just weren't interested in realism.
Right.
The movie starts with them flying into Idaho Falls, and apparently our airport is right next to some mountains.
And it's super bougie.
Little bougie, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, much bigger, much nicer than our real airport.
Let's watch a clip.
Everything is really good. Tell me what's new and exciting in Idaho Falls. We got a new water treatment plant. Wow. That sounds important.
And also, I love how at one point in the movie, she's talking about leaving on a dime, and she's just planning to catch a plane out like the next day. And it's like, oh, honey, no, that's not how that works here. Our planes only go to certain places on certain days, and if you don't happen to be going there at the right time, you're not going to get you're not going to be able to get that ticket.
Yeah, at the Christmas season.
Yeah.
Although we do have a direct to Denver now, don't we?
Yes, yeah. Or at least we're going to be getting that. I
Or
don't remember.
something.
Something.
Yeah, and we've got that big renovation that's happening, so that's cool.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of differences. They did make our town seem bougier than it actually is.
Yeah.
Which I guess I don't mind.
I don't mind it. But also, it didn't feel like Idaho Falls at all. Like, there was no quaintness to it, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know, and also, it didn't, it felt more like Boise or it felt more Eastern than Western to me. You know, not only that, but also the main guy in it is part of our huge hockey team. Apparently we're massive hockey heads over here. And like, we've got this big stadium, which now we do with the Mountain America Center, but this one's like exclusively a hockey stadium and nothing else, you know, to the point where they've got a team, which we finally do, but also the Spud Kings are relatively new.
Right. Just a few years.
Right.
And the big difference that I just had to chuckle, it's the Fighting Trout in this movie. Our hockey team is called the Fighting Trout. According to the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, which realistically is not more ridiculous than the Spud Kings.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing.
You're not wrong.
I like it. I like the kitschiness and how random and weird it is. You know, I think it's fun.
The writing actually wasn't that bad. I would love to see a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie acted by, you know, the best.
Right.
Have Tom Hanks in it.
Yeah.
Same script.
Yeah.
And then just redo it and see.
Yeah, I actually would like that too.
Assistant Coach Gus, how you doing?
My ankle still hurts. My girlfriend broke up with me and I'm playing hockey in Idaho Lake.
Idaho Falls. Idaho Lake's about 20 miles up the road.
There were a couple of things in it that just didn't feel very Idaho Falls. It didn't feel like the people who said it there had ever been here before. And yeah, just much bougier than we are.
Yeah, and I wonder if they wanted to set some sort of magical sort of stage.
Right.
Maybe they did come and scout Idaho. Maybe they needed the name of a small town.
Right.
To take place in the real world. But they came and scouted Idaho Falls and went, yeah, no, there's no way we can shoot this and have it be up to the Hallmark Channel Christmas movie standards.
Sure. And I get that they might have to change the set somewhere and not do it in the actual location.
Yeah.
But like, it didn't even feel remotely like it.
No, there were no external shots of Idaho Falls whatsoever.
None. Yeah, well,
no water tower.
I actually feel like the town in A Quiet Place, like I think it's maybe the second one, or it's when it's doing the shots before everything goes to shit, basically. I actually think that town feels more like Idaho Falls than the town in Checking It Twice.
And there's no Deerfield Court.
845 Deerfield Court. Wait, that's where I live. Are you following me?
That's my parents' house.
I'm staying in the guest cottage.
You're paying.
So we're extra qualified to talk about this movie because the main character is a realtor, as are we with Keller Williams Realty East Idaho.
That's right.
And it's sort of funny because she's a big New York City realtor who sells properties over there. And one of the things that happens in the very beginning is that her partner basically steals her listing out from under her.
Right.
Which there are lots of rules around that. Now, to be fair, we recognize that we're Idaho realtors and not New York realtors.
Laws might be different.
Could be different, but if they're not, that's a little weird.
How many bathrooms does it have?
35. Wait, no. 3.5. There's a period.
So Hallmark Channel does not understand Idaho Falls or real estate, but they do understand kitschy script writing.
Yep.
And, if that's your comfort food, no judgment.
No judgment.
Maybe some judgment if you watch Hot Frosty on Netflix. Why in the hell did we watch that? Who told you about it? How did it get on your radar?
Okay, the only reason I watched it is because I saw something on the internet that could be totally false, by the way, that said that it had the same Rotten Tomatoes score as The Godfather. And here's the thing. I knew it was going to be terrible. I didn't walk into it thinking it would be nearly as good as The Godfather, but I wanted to see, I guess, how far our standards have fallen that this could get the same score.
Right.
Yeah.
So it really is Netflix doing a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
With the two main characters, Lacey Chabert, voice of Meg, season 1 of Family Guy.
Also Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls.
You may know her from that. Not Another Teen Movie. And then the male love interest, Hot Frosty, the snowman that is brought to life, spoiler alert, by a scarf around his neck, is the vet in Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
Yeah, that handsome dude.
Yeah. Which
he's got long hair?
Yeah. I'm just going to say it. I don't know how hot he is. I think he's kind of weird looking.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's not attractive, but I think he's a certain kind of attractive, which I wouldn't call hot per se.
More like he's great for someone else.
Yeah.
For my best friend.
Exactly. Okay, for example, I think that basically anyone can agree that Chris Hemsworth is considered
objectively hot.
Yeah. Like even
Jason
if
Momoa.
Yeah, even if he's not your type, you can look at him and say, clearly he's hot.
Uh-huh.
You know? This guy, not so much. You know?
Well, and that's why he's starring in a Netflix ripoff of a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie.
Right.
But it was just ridiculous. I mean, obviously you have to suspend disbelief.
Yes.
And believe in the magic of love and Christmas all together.
Yes.
And small towns. That a snowman would come to life.
Yeah.
And become a real boy.
I mean, yeah, to spoil it for you. Okay, and realistically, this movie can only end one of two ways. And we know which way it's going to end because otherwise it would be a bummer.
Right.
But either he melts or turns back into a snowman in some way.
I'm melting.
Yeah. Or he somehow becomes a real boy. And I think that ethically...
Can you guess which one is going to happen?
Well, and I was going to say, I think for them to ethically bone, he has to become a real boy. But also, like, how do you go about getting a social security number for a snowman made into a real man?
Right. They don't cover that. All the real world stuff.
Okay, that's the other thing, too. At one point, he gets a job at a school as if background checks aren't a thing for anyone who works in the school system.
Right.
You're telling me that this guy who doesn't even have a social security number is able to not just work at the school, but work around the kids well enough that the kids get to know him and decide that they like him? You know, like, absolutely not.
I'm still thinking of the frozen bajingo that she would melt his cockles.
Yeah, warm his cockles a little too much, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a weird movie. I will say I thought that Daryl from The Office in it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I liked that he cheesed up his character a little bit. I feel like you kind of have to with that.
I think he was the best actor in that show.
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
And Lacey Chabert, I guess, is just a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie darling.
Yes.
Even though this was not one. This is a Netflix one.
Right.
But like she's in 20 of them or something insane.
How wild is that?
Yeah.
But you know what? If they pay the bills, who cares?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I would be in 100 cheesy movies if it meant that I could act for a living, because that doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Well, that's our show. Thanks so much for watching. Merry Christmas. It's the holiday season. So hoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock.
Don't finish it the way you want to.
Well, that's no fun. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Toodaloo, my dudes.
It's episode 70 of IFAF.